It would be great to have someone who could do our work for us, right? Someone to prevent us from making mistakes. Someone to assist with our routine professionally and allow us to devote our time to communicating with our closest people. If only we could get results without wasting our time for nothing. Unfortunately, it's impossible in real life. But wait, Light Forex Social Trading. Spend your time doing what really matters to you.
Hi guys, 2:15 p.m. CET, 22nd of October. Piotr here, Light Forex Global YouTube channel. We are about to cover Canadian retail sales live. So next 45 minutes we are going to spend together discussing Canadian dollar, especially versus US dollar and versus Japanese yen. Okay. But before we start, as usual, risk warning, guys. Please bear in mind trading effects on margin carries a high level of risk, may not be suitable for investors who can sustain a loss some or initial investment. So please do not invest the money you cannot afford to lose. Seek education, gain experience before risking real money. However, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Okay. Hi MHB, how you doing? Euro Canadian first. Well, we'll try. As you can see, I have some not related to the Canadian. I have some short cable on this retest of today's low. I closed half. I still got the half. But again, we are covering Canadian dollar. EuroCAD first. Okay. EuroCAD first. So what we have here, that's the daily chart. That's the supply. We haven't really retested that lately. That's possible amount, and again here we do have some kind of the range. In that case, I'm not taking the as usual, I'm not taking the shadows, just bodies into the consideration. So break to the downside, and we are about to retest this demand, break to the upside, and we should find some stops even towards 47.50. I'm not saying it's going to happen today, just don't forget that we have European Central Bank this week. By the way, I'm not sure about tomorrow because calendar is poor. So either I'm going to make some recordings and we are going to upload, or I'm going to make the last minute schedule. So be sure, subscribe to the channel so you are going to be informed about the next upcoming live stream, right? For sure we are going to have something tomorrow, just I don't know what time, and for sure we are going to cover European Central Bank on Thursday, okay? Switching to the intraday chart on the Euro Canadian. So we retest this over under, so looks like we want to see some lower levels. The only thing is that we hit this demand. Well, that looks interesting, to be honest with you, because if we are going to create this early candle, let's make it 30 minutes ahead of the data. If we can create lower shadow and close above 45.86, 45.90, that might suggest some higher levels to come after the data. But that's, in that case, that would suggest weaker Canadian, because Euro is weak. Euro is weak, so that would suggest weaker Canadian. So, well, we'll see. But that, it's like, you know, ahead of the heart attack, the chart. So I do prefer Canadian dollar versus yen, because we are clearly testing supply. Hopefully we can get some post data spike higher. I have my zone. Where is it? Sorry. I have my zone, and we hit that during the Tokyo session almost. So that's why I'm looking for a post data spike. So maybe we are about to take this Tokyo high. That would be great. I'm not sure, of course, if they will manage to do that. So something closer to 83.25, 83.50. That's my possible supply zone, and that's work well with this eventually intraday trend line eventual break. Something like this, right? So there was a spike rejected under the line. And if we are going to hold this 83.25, 83.50, I think we might revisit even 80. Okay, not, of course not today. So yeah, I'm looking for selling opportunity here. And there is a Usdcad. Here, what is important, we broke through the old range over here, right? That was the stop count. So if we are going to make this without the lower shadows, that was stop count. If we are going to make just bodies, right? So clearly, we already after the break, we double it. We are on the way to double the range. And guys, that's the first warning sign for sellers. The second warning sign for the sellers is this range break here. So that's the top of that range, that's the demand as well. Another warning sign. And the last one here, sorry guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I forgot to mute my phone. And the last warning sign is going to be 50% of that zone. Somewhere here in case of the spike. I do expect spike on the cat yen, so you know we might see some kind of the spike here, and 30.50, 30.40, that's quite important here, in my opinion. So that's how it looks from the daily. Intraday trying to reverse as well based on this demand zone. Well, not sure if you can revisit 3050, but let's have a look what we are going to get, what kind of the data we are going to get. Again, I'm looking for Canadian yen and US Canadian. Eurocad, let's watch. Looks like there are no lower shadow here. What's the market expectations? Almost no change to what we get previously. Then ahead of the London fix, we have Bank of Canada Business Outlook survey as well. So within the next 2 hours, don't forget about that. If we are going to do something that's gonna be pure news trade, meaning I want to jump in and jump out as soon as I can, on the Usdcad is like it might be too ambitious for the sellers to get 130.50 unless data will beat and then spike, and we have something like 1 minute 30 seconds. Guys, don't forget that because of the YouTube rules we have a slight delay. So check on your own the data as well. I will try to copy paste something to the chat for us to have it. If you are a fan of the cable trading, then be careful this afternoon. Plenty of mixing signals by the different journalists, so there is a huge manipulation going on currently. So don't be trapped. All right, 30 seconds left. Good luck to everyone. The supply, intraday supply is here. $31.30, $31.40. Canadian is weakening. Canadian is weakening. Okay, have to check the data. Oh my goodness. Hopefully there gonna be some bounce on the yen here. Ooh, much weaker, guys. It's much weaker. Month to month, minus 0.1 versus 0.4, prior 0.4. So much weaker than what we got last time and what was the expectations here. X autos minus 0.2 versus 0.1, prior minus 0.1. So looks like they did the move much earlier. The truth is, looks like the Asia did the move with those stop hunt on the yen, stop hunt on the US dollar. Well, but if we are going to end up the hourly chart like this, that also might be the bearish Canadian setup. So let's wait and see. I recorded today the educational video about the traders' most common mistakes. It's been reviewing by Light Forex right now. Hopefully everything is gonna be okay. So it's short and sweet, and okay, there is no spoiler. So I'm not gonna discuss that video yet. I don't like euro right now because of the ECB. So, but that depends on your time horizon, right? If it's just news trading, but euro is weak, right? Euro is weak. So, not sure if it's a good choice. So be careful. I see yen, I see stronger American dollar. So here might be the case because euro is weakening, right? So euro is weakening versus US dollar, for example. All right. So being long euro CAD, meaning that dollar CAD should go faster, should go higher faster, right? Because euro dollar is falling. So be careful. It looks this 30 minutes would be better if we had this lower shadow much bigger, right? It didn't materialize. Well, they have to take out this 46 first. So then the supply is around 46.20. I'm still waiting for Canadian yen, Canadian USD. As I mentioned yesterday, we are almost one thing is those shorts and sweet videos, educational videos, where the both novice and advanced are going to find something useful for yourself. And the second thing, I've been talking for quite a long time, and it was also the question about my moving, right? So that's the reason we didn't start yet. It's this Europe, the whole European market and half of the US market live coverage, but in separation to what we do usually, right? Meaning that it's gonna be the microphone is gonna be muted, and we are going to work through the chats only, and it's gonna be testing period. We are going to test a few different strategies and more instruments, and that's for a little bit much more advanced traders. And it's not gonna be signal service. It's just the thing related to the education, right? To check in the real world if that's what we're talking about, if it's working. Because sometimes when we do this educational live training rooms or special events like right now, some trades are simply missed by me, especially when I'm talking too much, right? So plenty of good things are going on, and we are almost ready the latest tuning, and we should be ready very soon. So there are going to be the arrows, some quick explanation in the chat, and more instruments are going to be covered, and gonna be doing as a team. Looks like 83.25, 83.50 might be too ambitious. 83 right now looks like supply on the CAD yen. Usdcad looks like any kind of the pullback based on this Bank of Canada survey. So somewhere towards 31, 30.80. Crude may help here, at least till tomorrow. Going back to euro ahead of the ECB, it might be what I've been talking about yesterday, right? Taking into consideration the past, we can assume that ECB will try to talk euro down, and instead of going down during the ECB, we might see, or we are seeing right now, euro going down ahead of the ECB, right? I don't know what's going to happen after ECB. It might be completely opposite. But buy the rumor, sell the fact, that could be the case here. So that's also in relation to euro CAD, right? Because CAD is falling, but be careful, because euro might fall even quicker, right? Ahead of the European Central Bank. Eventually, that's what we have to have in mind. I've been trading pound. That's the second trade. Here I already closed half, but also I had a short side 15 pips trade on the cable earlier today. So in that case of this new feature, you know, you are going to be able to see those trades. The only thing has to be tuned is a question of the risk approach. You know, because it's you who has to understand the strategy, right, guys? So. And of course, based on that, we are going to make some live streams related into that strategies, as well as some Ask Me Anything, right, about the strategies. On the other hand, you know, it's also worth to monitor the dollar index, because okay, dollar overall is getting stronger, but it's after the 97.50 breakdown, so it might be just retest. And in case of the euro dollar, that's what we discussed in details yesterday. 1080 here might be the case, right? So very important level on the euro from the bulls perspective, in my opinion, something around 1080 and a little bit lower. So that's also the case here. Overall target for the pound is 26.50 in my opinion, but you know, because of this, that's what chart is saying for me, but because of, you know, the pound may turn around, you know, very quickly, I'm gonna to take the distance when it comes to yesterday high and weekly open, move down. I may decide to, within next 10 or 15 pips, to cut this pound, you know. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to monitor the charts this evening, so I don't need that unnecessary risk, especially that I already have like 60 pips, right? Where the risk was 12. And then I might even renew around 40. Probably they will go for those stops around this swing low. This should work as a supply right now, and this, they should go for these stops here. I can even lower the stop right now. So I'm going to ensure 14 pips from the remaining half. But you know, it's the last line of the defense. I have to my target 6, so in case they will try to go through this high of that candle, I may try to cut that one if I'm gonna be able. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Canadian. Done with the cable. So it's like 70 pips with the remaining half. The first half was somewhere here, so it was the first 15 or 17 pips, first trade 15 pips. So the cable did the job today for me. I'm so unhappy of this CAD because I also checked this, especially CAD yen, not USDCAD. There was like, you know, I've been more towards 30.50. It didn't materialize, but this CAD yen I've checked a few times and I've been monitoring since yesterday. You know, but the whole thing, because you know I'm trading European and US session, half of the US session, and the things happen during the Tokyo session. So you know, I'm unhappy, but I can't do anything about that, right? It's not possible if you are trading yourself. It's not possible to trade 24 hours per day, because you can do that one day, maybe 2 days at max, and then you're done. But still think that depends on how we are going to get the early close, that you know, the lower shadow here should work as some kind of the support, so something between 31 30.80 and then here towards 83 on the CAD yen higher time frame. Yeah, it could be the retest here, still could be the name of the game. 4 hours we just approaching supply, so it's a drop based drop. So that's gonna be very interesting from a higher time frame, how we are going to behave here, especially on the USDCAD, right? Because that's gonna be the first real test here for the USDCAD once they hold this demand based on the daily green zone. Looking again, I'm gonna to look again on indices. I've been trying to trade Nasdaq yesterday, as discussed. Unfortunately, didn't work my way. But I'm going to look again for indices, but during the second part of the session. Well, you know, it's also the question how the market, because you know, sentiment, of course, is the most important thing here, but different way. They know what they are going to trade already, but there have to be some things that the media can coverage to explain the moves, right? That this, if we are going to start to think that way, then we are going to have a little bit of that. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that we are going to have an advantage when we are talking about the big guys, but we are going to have a little bit of the advantage of the rest retail side, right? And Canadian is trying to recover a bit here. All right, guys, looks like nothing going to happen for me in this Canadian dollar right now, right here. So what I'm gonna to look for in the Canadian, I'm going to take into the consideration any kind of the retest of the levels close to the daily open on both Canadian yen and Usdcad. So in that case, when we're talking about the Canadian yen, I'm looking for a retest of something close to 83. That's where I'm gonna to look. I have to lower my expectations a bit from 83.25, 83.50 to 83. So this yellow might be my new supply, intraday supply. I'm gonna to take the advantage of. And in USDCAD, very similar. Again, levels close to the daily open. So in any case, we are going to get this type of the pullback, maybe because of this Canadian Bank of Canada business outlook survey. We'll see. So that's my zones for the Canadian. It's probably I'm going to have to wait quite some time. We'll see. Not interested anymore in the pound right now. Pound did the job for me already today. So the latest you've seen was closed here live, hitting the target. Dollar yen, I'm still looking for closer to 109. Euro dollar, any move back towards 50 and weekly open, this zone that might be short opportunity towards 1080, 1070. Not touching euro CAD, not touching pound CAD. So that's how I see the things for now. Okay. In case I'm gonna have some updates, I will make the update. short swim live stream or any recordings with uploads. About the tomorrow, again, it all depends where we are going to be at the end of the day. For sure, we are going to cover ECB live here, Light Forex Global YouTube channel, so you are more than welcome to join me. But don't forget, subscribe to the channel, then you are going to be informed about when the next schedule is done. So guys, see you around. It was my pleasure. Nothing special with the Canadian, but very good with the cable from this morning. A lot of changes going on here on our side, so please be prepared to spend more time with us. Invite your friends, guys. We have to build a community around, so to be on the strong side. Guys, have a great rest of the US session and see you around. Goodbye.